a Democrat. I stood by you guys because you promised us liberty, justice, diversity. This is not diversity. Your silence is complicit. Democrats, wake the damn up. This is not okay. Iranian people right now, they're in prison. They're in prison. They're in complete digital blackout. How can you be silent?
Who benefits? It's always useful to start that question in any country. Who benefits? Who wants Iran bombed off the map and for their own reasons? Who are Iran's rivals and enemies? Perennially, it's the Gulf Arab states, countries like Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates and Qatar. You know, Qatar, the country that just gave Donald Trump a really, really nice $400 million plane, really a gilded flying palace for his own use, both during his presidency, and after. Trump plans to take that plane with him and keep using it after he leaves office. On that weird taped message today that the Iranian police and the security forces and the Revolutionary Guard must surrender. They must lay down their weapons, as Donald Trump said this morning at 2:30. If that was what you wanted to happen, because you wanted the domestic security situation to become less dangerous for the Iranian people to rise up and overthrow their government, if you actually wanted to make that happen instead of just saying it, you as the U.S. government, maybe you as the U.S. government in coalition with other allies that you might have bothered to bring on board, you might have given the Iranian police and Revolutionary Guard and security services some instructions.
So we've talked about AOC, Ilhan Omar, Mamdani, all these guys and all these people lose their minds over Trump and Iran, and they're trying to come up with a way to spin the fact that Iranians and a whole lot of people are supporting President Trump on these strikes. And the Democrats are losing a lot of voters because there's a lot of Democrats that have come out and said, I am going to walk away from my party because these people just constantly are never on the right side of history. But we have one person who went on a tantrum trying to justify her feelings against Trump by using Iranians, but the Iranians don't even agree with her. Let's take a look, because apparently Rachel Maddow went on MS Now, formerly known as MSNBC. She says, doesn't deny that the Iranian people deserve the right to be free of oppression from the tyrannical regime. Instead, she criticizes how President Trump did it. She then virtually repeats herself. Liberals are trying so hard to find something to complain about while they know this is what needed to happen. And so that's why I'm not surprised. But man, these people they're running in circles. In fact, just yesterday, there was a moment where CBS reporter was caught on air, basically saying that the CBS reporter was caught on air and he was ordered not to cover Iranians rallying at the Texas Capitol in Austin who are cheering on America and Trump, right? And he basically got caught on camera saying that, yo, they don't want me to air this. So I'll give you guys the rundown on that. And let's start off with this video, because this video comes from Sky News Australia, basically breaking down that the left-wing media was forced to report overwhelming support for Trump following the attacks on Iran as they're trying to do backflips all over this. Take a look.
Left-wing outlets across the globe have been forced to break from their usual Trump bashing to report the news that Iranians are celebrating in the streets, dancing, singing, and thanking President Trump for ending the life of dictator Ayatollah Khamenei.
The largest Iranian populations outside of the Middle East. You see the gathering there behind her. Julia, how is the Iranian community responding?
Well, this gathering has only grown, Jessica, over the past few hours, since we've gotten here. It has amassed a large number of people, and the celebration is striking.
And the reporters over at CBS also expressed the sentiment of gratitude for President Trump.
The Iranian people, what are you hearing from them tonight? We know they're celebrating. What's the feeling?
It's an incredible dissonance that they had to choose war over a regime, but they were willing to do it. Thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you, Benjamin Netanyahu. Thank you, America. It's not death to America after they killed the leader. The Americans and the Israelis did it. It's not death to Israel and death to America. It's thank you. It's a new day dawning, but very early days. very, very early days. So we'll have to see what comes. But it's the Iranian people that have been telling me over and over and over again, we want this. We're not regimists. We're not Islamic. I don't even say, oh my God, to my Iranian friends because they don't want God to be any part of this.
But in Austin, it seems a CBS reporter went rogue and covered a celebration despite being told not to.
What does that mean? It means they don't want us to focus on this. Well, I am.
Wow. So they were told to not focus on these people holding up America. By the way, have you guys noticed that a lot of these Iranians all over the place are holding up American flags more than the leftists? You guys know what leftists were doing today again in New York City protests? Isn't it crazy? Like when you go to New York City, right? And you type this in, you look at all the protests that are happening just earlier today. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy. They were holding up pictures of Khomeini, right? They were holding up pictures of Khomeini, man. This is crazy. Hold on, let me show you guys this, right? So liberal women, again, doing what they always do, are holding up portraits of the fallen Ayatollah Ali Khamenei walking past Trump Tower in New York City. Are you serious? This is liberals. Look at this. I told you guys, I'll take illegal immigrants who love Jesus Christ and are going to contribute to this country and deport all the white liberal progressive women who are literally out of their damn minds. All right, so you guys get it. There's protests all over New York City. A whole bunch of people wearing masks. I don't know how many of these people were paid, but they're going at it with the people who are actual Iranians who have fled the dictatorship that these people claim the dictator that Trump is. So CBS was told not to focus on it. This guy literally said, F it, I'm just going to focus on it. Take a look.
But while some left-wing media outlets took the high road and reported the facts, MSN Now's Rachel Maddow continued her passive aggression towards the Trump administration.
Good afternoon. I'm Rachel Maddow. It is 1 p.m. Eastern time, and you are joining MS Now's ongoing coverage of the United States having apparently started a war with Iran for some reason. Your guess, your personal guess, sitting at home watching me right now, your personal guess is as good as any as to why the president of the United States has just started this war.
Reuters was also blasted for showing one side of the Iranian reaction, saying pro-government demonstrators marched in Tehran against US-Israel strikes, chanting death to Israel as the attack deepened the Middle East conflict and dimmed hopes for diplomacy over Iran's nuclear dispute. Online commentators criticized the news outlet, with this person saying, "What is up with Reuters running propaganda for the Iranian regime?" But despite some corners of the media taking an anti-American narrative, social media is allowing the people of Iran to speak directly to the world.
Iranian here, with a message for every single American who voted for President Trump. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. God bless President Trump. God bless the US military, and God bless America. We can't wait until Iran is free and we can welcome you back to our country with open arms and be the allies that we used to be before the Islamic regime took over our country in 1979.
Guys, these people are more proud to hold those flags than Rachel Maddow is. In fact, Rachel Maddow went on and made this about Trump. She didn't make this about the Iranian people, how they feel. She didn't make this about being worried about anything else other than Trump. That's why I can't get with the program. I could get with the criticism. People are going to criticize this move. They're going to say Israel. They're going to say this, and that's fair. There's a lot of people that I watch and love that have difference of opinions or are raising questions because this is still very early. But the fact of the matter is a lot of people just make it about Trump. After supporting for so long the idea of taking down Iran, they are all turned on they're celebrating or they're sad that their friend died or something.
And so if you really did want the Iranian people themselves to rise up in some kind of popular uprising and totally change their form of government, if you wanted the beleaguered and oppressed Iranian people to organize very quickly into a new populist political force to rise up against, among other things, the security services there that have been massacring them by the thousands this month and last. If you wanted that to happen, you probably could have taken some steps to help that happening.
He did. He killed the Ayatollah. What are you talking about? But again, because they're so anti-Trump, they're going to fight. They're doing backflips to find a negative on something that they support. That's the state of the Democratic Party. It's so sad. So again, you heard Rachel Maddow. You heard her, right? She literally is saying that, oh, you could have found a way. He killed him. And they're in an operation of basically destabilizing the entire region, the entire Islamic takeover of that country, which is pretty much based on military, what military still stands versus what military still doesn't stand. But you can clearly see that there's videos of people being happy. Now, what she's talking about is that she probably wants military boots on the ground. That's not something we want. We don't want a forever war. We want to give them a chance by taking out their entire military, taking out their entire naval ships, whatever they have, to wage war on the United States of America. I mean, on the United States allies. That's how we lost, that's how we lost some soldiers, because they ended up attacking. So the United States of America acted upon the fact that we could have lost more if we didn't attack. So what is she talking about? And why all of a sudden is she coming on air to not say, hey, you know what? We don't know what's going to happen next. I'm just as confused as a lot of people. I can't tell the future. But one thing I will say is that I'm glad that guy's dead. Right? She just repeated the same thing that we all know, is that he killed thousands and thousands of people for protesting against him. So these people cannot be more deranged, and their true colors have always come out. Which brings me back to this Iranian Democrat who has went on CNN. Right? When you search up Iranian Democrat, I mean, this is trending. I just did a video, Iranian Democrat. She went on CNN and called out people like Rachel Maddow. She called out everybody. All right. So let me actually play this. Iranian American Democrat, who is a Democrat, by the way. Take a listen to this.
I think that it is imperative the Democratic Party wake up and get past their dislike of Donald Trump, President Trump, and their feelings of international conflicts going on. This is about national security. This is about what is possible in the Middle East. This is about being a good neighbor, good partner to the Gulf states and what their aspirations are. This is about supporting the people of Venezuela. This is about dismembering our relationship with, or not dismembering, but resetting our relationship with China. Right now, 55% of the oil production that Iran produces goes to China despite sanctions. You want to support the people of Ukraine. You want to end that war. You have to. There is no getting around dismembering this Islamic Republic. It is non-negotiable. It is not a want to have. It is a have to have. And it's not just for the Iranian people. I think you have to trust the Iranian people. We know this government better than anyone else. When you dismember and decapitate this regime, you are going to see a change in the Middle East, in Venezuela, in China, in Ukraine. And I think, quite frankly, their ideology has it's caused a lot of problems for us worldwide. We need to take it seriously. And I think at this point, we have a tremendous opportunity. This will be like ending the Soviet Union, the Berlin Wall. This is a transformational moment for humankind, for security. And as an American, this is in our interest to complete it. So I am a Democrat. I have been a huge Democrat. I am incredibly disappointed with my party. I do not see myself in them in this moment.
She does not see herself in the party that she votes for the most. And I think there's a lot of people that are feeling like that in all of this. So yes, there are things that could go wrong here. There's many things that can go wrong here. But when you are reading reports that the United States of America is cooking Iran's nuclear capabilities, or basically ending it, and then basically also dismantling where they can even shoot missiles from, or dismantling their whole military and their ships, and you start to realize, well, this can be a Venezuela 2.0, a mission in and out, or it can get worse. It can get bad. Iran. So we don't know. It's too early to tell. We have lost some soldiers. A lot of people are very pissed off about that, which I understand. There's right-wingers that are pissed off saying Trump sold them out to Israel. There's some that are saying the opposite, that this needed to be done. There's a lot of different opinions. But one thing I will say about the United States of America, after Trump did this, the Democrats turned into fiends. They turned into people who literally don't want to show other people who are very happy about this. If this works, this can be a very good thing. Here's something that I wanted to play with you, play for you from Michael Knowles, he's been making a lot of points here, and I want to close out the video with him talking about this. Take a listen.
Trump, what I think he's after is not just revenge or even self-protection for the guy who tried to kill him. I don't think it's just about the oil. I don't think it's about freedom for the people in Iran. I think it's in part about that, but I don't think it's only about that. I don't think Trump wants to retreat, as an isolationist. I don't think Trump wants to spread democracy around the world. Here is what I think Trump wants. And the Iran strike gives you this perfectly, or could give you this perfectly if it doesn't spin out of control. Trump wants to reshape the world order in a way that benefits the United States. The American empire has been on decline for 25 years, since 9/11. Maybe even before that. We had this huge peak because of the dot-com bubble and the information technology revolution. But we were socially becoming weaker. And after the Cold War, we kind of squandered the post-war dividend. And we were kind of declining. And then we had the bungle in Iraq and Afghanistan, we start declining. We had the global financial crisis, we're declining more. We had the Obama years were really declining. I mean, this is really bad. Then we had Trump come in the first term and kind of staved it off a little bit. Okay, but then Biden, oh my goodness, we just started plummeting. 3 million illegals coming in a year. People don't speak English anymore. The economy is on the brink. It's just collapsing, right? And then Trump comes in. And I think what he wants to do is just reset things. Say, no, we can win. I mean, even the shock for many Americans, 50 and under, that the American military actually can succeed and succeed beyond people's wildest expectations when the politicians in Washington don't constrain them, when we fight a war to defeat our enemy and get what we want within the confines, I think, of law and justice. If we have time today, we'll get to, some people are arguing that this is an illegal war, whether by the law of the Constitution or by international law or by just war theory. I'll try to get to that today. If we don't, we'll get to it tomorrow. But that's what Trump wants to do. And from this perspective, I think it is undeniable at this point. Trump understands grand strategy better than any president in our lifetimes.
All right, so that was Michael Knowles giving a breakdown of what he thinks is really going on here. And honestly, I really couldn't agree more. Really couldn't agree more. Let me know what you guys think overall. These are my reports. We got to talk more of internal. I know there's a lot of people annoyed by stuff like this. There's a lot of stuff that still needs to happen, but this is something that has happened that is very big, has taken up on, the entire media, left and right, to talk about this, give updates about this. A lot of people are scared about what could happen. So we just pray for the best, prepare for the worst at all moments. But if Trump is very successful in this, we got to give him the props where the props are due. If this is not successful and Iran, is more capable than we imagined, and we got to bring troops on the ground, and we have a 5-year war instead of a 1-year war. We have a 1-year war instead of like a 5-week war. This is not going to be the best luck. I'm just being extremely honest. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what the truth is, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Love you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one.